stopped. I think we're about to be there. Hey, this is Donnie, and we got a Kahoot. Bill's got a trivia for you tonight. It's over automotive history, and it's going to be a trivia game that we're going to play here on Kahoot. Now, keep in mind, don't really pay a lot of attention to the timer. This is not perfect. There is a little bit of a delay, but it might take just a little bit for the timer might not be exactly set with what you see, but we'll give it a couple minutes for some everybody to get on here. And so you say you just been working a lot with doing a lot of online type stuff.
Yeah, with our school, they at least want us to do something every day to interact with the students. And so I got worksheets going, and like I said, I try to pull videos down. I try to pull information from all the major equipment manufacturers, trying to find any resources I can. And
you know, it seems like I've been seeing more people reaching out, you know.
Oh yeah,
it took a little bit, but they're starting to, like 3M and some of these guys are starting to reach out a little bit, so that's good.
Yep,
they're starting to offer up their resources and help out with it also. I mean, we can all use everything we can get right now. So
exactly, yeah.
If you're just joining us, we're about to do a Kahoots live, and what you'll need to do, you'll be able to watch this on the computer, and then you're going to need your phone, and we'll give you that information here in just a little bit, and you'll actually answer on your phone the answers that you'll see on your screen. So we're going to give it just a few minutes for everybody to get on here. It's 7:03, and looks like we've got about 12 on you right now. So we're going to give it just a few minutes, so bear with us. Don't want to make this drag too long, but want to give everybody a chance to get started with this game. So
saw Nick pop in there. Hey Nick, how's it going? See him pop in the comments there. Old student of mine, actually graduated 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see Sam says, what's happening, Donnie? So, hi from London. Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's cool. It is really cool.
Yeah. Southern VW here, or WV here. Let's see. Let me change this view here. So, oh, that's the wrong one. We are just about to get started. Just giving it just a few minutes. There we go. And we'll get kicked off. So, who else do we have on here? We got Sam, Nick, Messalora, might be saying that wrong, from London. So that's really cool. That's interesting. Okay, we're just about to kick off, but yeah, if you're here, go ahead and let us know. And we're giving it just a few minutes to give people a chance to get on, and then we're going to start this Kahoot. And what this Kahoot is going to be over tonight is car trivia, and I believe it's it's history, right?
Yeah, I went back to like when cars were first starting, and just a general overview history of automobiles. And then the last 5 questions are more specific towards collision repair, some things in the industry that have changed over the time. So yeah, if you know your automotive history, you'll do really well at this quiz.
Cool. And I have a question. What is the phone thing? Basically, if you're going to play this game, you'll see the questions on the computer screen, and then we're about to give you a code to get onto this Kahoot. We'll give you the website and everything, or you can have the app, either way. And then you go to that, you put that code in, you can play, with everyone on here. So people are slacking this evening. Yeah, they are. I'm here listening while I work. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And the last one we had, there were some people that didn't use their phone. They was just watching it, and they would, answer the questions on chat, and that's fine too. That'll work as well. So, well, do you want to go ahead and get this started?
Absolutely. I'm going to send an email out to my students, see if I can get them.
Okay.
Real quick.
So how well do you know your car trivia? And this will be new to me too. I mean, this is be all new questions to me. This is Bill's thing, the Kahoot. He has these built and he's sharing them with us. So that's
yeah, some of them I had to look up myself, but hey, I know a little bit more now.
Yeah, I might not do too good at this one. I don't know. If it's collision specific, or painting, but yeah, some of the card trivia I might struggle with. But we will see how it goes. Yeah, if you're there out there, oh, we got Australia here.
Wow.
Cool. Got Australia and London. So getting people from everywhere. That's cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and get my screen up there so you can see it.
Okay.
And then we'll get the sign in going.
Sounds good. We had quite a bit of fun the last time. I mean, it's like I said, there is a little bit of a delay. It's not perfect, but it did. Now, the way this works is you're going to see some questions here in a little bit, and then we'll tell you how to log in on your phone. And then you log on your phone, and when you see the questions on the screen, you answer it with your phone. And of course, whoever gets it right, that score gets you a high score, but also whoever answers the fastest. So, even though you're answering every one of them correctly, if you answer it faster, you get scored higher. So it's pretty competitive, and quite a bit of fun. So looks like he's got it pulled up.
See the whole screen okay?
Yes.
All right.
And what you got, if you don't have the Kahoot app on your phone, you can go to this website, www.kahoot.it, and it'll ask for a PIN number. You put in this PIN number 8689524, and then it'll bring you to our game once we get started. And we're just about to kick off here in a little bit. We'll give everybody a chance to get on, and we've got a couple. So how's everyone dealing with the staying at home?
I'll tell you what, I have a 2 and a 4-year-old right now, and they are keeping me on my toes every single minute of the day.
Oh, I can imagine. I bet it
I
is.
love seeing them. I love being around them, but they know how to pick at each other now. So the fights happen every other second. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and they're cooped in the house, and they're probably antsy, and
Yep.
you're
The energy
antsy.
level
And,
is.
yeah.
Yep.
So luckily, I'm mine's already grown and everything, so it's don't have to really deal with that a lot. So, but yeah, I could imagine. Everybody's being cooped up. Everybody's getting tired of being cooped up. Ready to go out and get out and do some things.
We have this like period of like maybe a couple days where it's nice weather, and then the temperature drops again, and it's cold and windy and rainy. So then we're in the house again. So we try to find anything we can to burn their energy.
So if you are just joining us, I'm Donnie Smith with Car Addict Garage, and I'm a collision repair instructor. And we also have Bill Bacon, who is going to has this Kahoots game that we're going to play. And he's also a collision repair instructor. And what school are you at?
Bucks County Technical High School in Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. So we got people from all over. So yeah, if you're just joining us, you'll need a phone to be able to play. And then you go to this Kahoot.it, And as soon as you go there, it'll ask for this pin, right?
Yep. Yeah, you'll get that pin at the top of the screen. Type it in, and you can put your name in. You don't have to put your full name. You can put a nickname in or a made-up name. Totally up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. And then you're in. Just wait for a couple more people to get into the lobby, and then we'll get the game started.
Sounds good. And this is a lot of fun.
Absolutely. They have this feature on Kahoot now that I've been using, or I used with my students, but basically you can assign the Kahoot. Instead of doing like this live version, you can send the quiz out, and then the students can still compete with each other, but it won't be live like this. It will just be whenever they can get a chance to do the quiz.
Huh. Yeah. And this was new to me too. I mean, you brought this to my attention, but it is pretty cool. I wished I would have had this to, I mean, this is a good way to review, you know.
Yeah.
Gets the students thinking, you know, and of course everybody wants to win. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty good deal. I mean, take a little time to get them all built, I'm sure, you know, and all typed in and all that, but I've never created one, but I'm sure it would take a little bit.
Yeah, you do a couple, and then once you get used to the whole format, it's easy to just pop questions in, and it'd take like 15, 20 minutes to put one together.
If you're just joining us, be sure and say hey, and in the comment section of the video, and let us know who you're there. But be sure and go ahead and get signed in, because we're just about to get started. And there's a lot viewing, but there's just 5 playing as of right now, I believe. So you can join at any time, but then you probably won't have this pin number if you join later. So let's see, let's read some questions. Let's see, I'm listening, but I am actually staring at the phone while I'm driving. I want to confirm that as well. Well, okay, well, be safe. This picture is clear, he says. Nick says this quarantine is horrible. Hate not working. Yeah, and I understand. I cannot stand it at all either. This thing, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I mean, you should be staying at home, but even if you wanted to do something, there's really not anything to do. So I totally understand that. It's and like with Bill, you know, he's got little ones in the house, and they're all cooped in as well, and that would be bad. So
Absolutely.
let's see, doing great, making a short sword from an old London taxi spring. Yeah, that's cool. And I've heard of people using leaf springs to do that. Um, I don't know about a sword, but just a knife, and it's, you know, good still to do that with. That's
Really?
interesting. I've always had an interest in that, but I never have really done that. But it's an art.
You've seen that before?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Yeah, they'll use those leaf springs, and you know, they'll reshape them and do all the metal work and might make knives, and it's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Let's see. Sam asks, "Where are you located?" I am in El Dorado, Kansas, and Bill's in Pennsylvania. We're both collision repair instructors. Got together, collaborating, trying to help out and get more content out there for y'all to enjoy. So okay, if you're going to join us, be sure to go ahead and do that. If you don't have the app, go to kahoot.it and type in this pin, because we're just about to get going. Well, I don't want to hold everybody up. We've just got 5 on there. There's a lot viewing, but they probably don't have the, you know, the phone and the computer both where they can play. Probably like the last time, a lot of them's going to, you know, type in the chat, the answer and things like that. So you want to go ahead and get started?
All right, sounds good. Here we go. All right, so For the first question, what year did the first running production automobile appear? Was it in 1862, 1886, 1902, or 1995? Now, I'd say it's more of like a tricycle, but it still drove. It had a motor, had a steering wheel.
Kind of still had the buggy thing idea going on, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it got you from point A to point B.
You know, I read somewhere, y'all go ahead and answer, don't pay attention to us, but I read somewhere back when they first started creating vehicles, someone had the idea of putting a horse's head on the front. So it didn't spook the other horses, you know. It's just crazy how it evolves, you know, and they started designing cars from the buggy, so.
All right, let's see what we got. Some answers coming in here. This is a tricky one. I mean, you definitely have to know your automotive history to get this one. 1886 was the correct answer. We had one person with the right answer.
Close. I knew it was 1800s, but I wasn't sure which one. So,
so Nick Doan in first place, my old collision student there. Good job, Nick. Here we go. Question number 2. Who was the inventor of the first practical automobile? So who invented that automobile we just saw on the other slide there? Was it Carl Benz, Henry Ford, Walter Chrysler, or Max Chevy? He was credited for inventing that car.
Now, I would have to guess at this one too, I think I know, but I'm not 100% positive.
I think a lot of people would go with one answer, which isn't the right answer, but I think...
I know who it's not. Probably the one you're talking about. Sam's talking about also using a railroad track spike. I've never done that, so that's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard that one. So.
Carl Benz was credited with inventing.
Hey, that is who I would have guessed, but it was a guess. It was. I did not know for sure. I knew it wasn't Henry Ford, but I was thinking Carl Benz.
Yep, 1885 came out with the patent, 3-wheel motor wagon. He would later, his company would merge with Daimler, which had the Mercedes brand, so it would become Mercedes-Benz.
Cool. Yeah, that would have been a guess for me. And I got it right, but that would have been a guess.
In first place, we have Marnie with 666. Nick Doan is second, 583, and Jim coming up in third with 568. Question number 3, how many horsepower was the first automobile engine? Was it 20 horsepower, 10 horsepower, 5 horsepower, or 3/4 of a horsepower? I'm going to turn the music off just so it isn't overlapping us here.
Well, looking at the picture, you know, this is one I'd have to guess at too.
You know,
you got some tough ones here.
Maybe down the track and
what's that?
3 minutes. Get down the track in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah. Probably would almost beat a horse buggy.
Almost, right?
Yeah. Yeah, these are some tough ones. I know what I would guess right now, but I don't know if it's correct or not.
3/4 of a horsepower, which later I saw, and this is one of the things I picked up while I was researching things. They had actually produced 1 horsepower and was about 400 RPMs, topped out about 400 RPMs.
Wow.
And, yeah, that was.
I got that one wrong. I was thinking 5. You know.
Yeah, it's like
3/4
doesn't sound right.
It just doesn't sound right. Not even a horsepower. Nah, but wow.
Yep, 1 horsepower. So just enough to pull like a horse pulling a wagon. Jim up in first with 1250. Jose in second, 703, and Marty in third.
How in the heck did Jim and Jose know that one? They're smarter than me.
Good guessers, right?
Yeah.
Number 3, what was the first mass production vehicle made affordable to middle class?
Yeah. This one I would know.
Yeah, and the key word is middle class, made affordable to middle class, because
yeah,
before this there was cars around. but this was the first one that people could actually buy for themselves.
Oh, you did put a yeah.
Yep, kind of
Yeah, you got
the picture there.
There's a may have to think a little bit now that I look at the questions.
So was the Model A, Model Z, Model T, or the Model Q?
Yeah, man, you just think about it, cars have came a long ways.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It
I was
is.
just doing a little bit of research for this and the quickness of the innovations, and then you look at the time frame from 2000 to now and how fast they've changed just in that time frame. So the Model T is the correct answer. Most people knew that. 6 out of the 7 people knew that, so that's great.
More people know the Model A, I think, though. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of them may have guessed that one. Well, no, not really.
Yep.
I was
Model
confused.
T.
I didn't know if people picked that one or not.
The Model T, produced in 1908, had a selling price of $825, which I think today is equivalent to like $23,000 or something like that.
Came in all colors as long as it was black.
Yeah, famous Henry Ford quote. About 15 million produced between 08 and 27, and went up to a top speed of 40 miles per hour. Jim still in first, Jose in second, Nick climbing up into third. Question: which company produced the Model T? This should be a easy. This is a lot for everybody. Easy one. Was it Chevy, Chrysler, Mercedes, or Ford? Like the unveiling of this old emblem.
Yeah. Yeah, this happened last week on the picture, and I thought it was supposed to pop right up. I thought something was wrong with my screen. I see what it does now.
The pixels were just starting to come in.
Yeah.
Well, if you haven't got the answer yet, there it is for you.
Yeah.
What happened? You still see the same screen? There we go.
Not now, dude.
All right. Something happened. There we go.
Yeah, everybody got that right.
Being the producer of the Model T, very good. In first place, we have Jim still. Nick Doan coming up in third. Nick Doan coming up in second, and Marty in third. In 1922, the Lancia Lambda was the first vehicle to feature what? Was it rubber tires, a unibody chassis, windshields, or headlights? I'm pretty sure I practiced pronouncing that. The Lancia Lambda.
So yeah, we've got some of them posting on chat. I just looked at that, and doesn't help. I clicked on the YouTube screen. Yeah, got to have the phone to play it. So
now, if you look at this picture, I think it can kind of give you a clue to the answer. What was the first thing they were known for producing? Which is a cool trivia fact, something I learned. Nice, 4 out of the 6 there. Got unibody chassis. Yeah, the Lancia Lambda was the first unibody vehicle. Now, some would argue not the actual unibody because it had no roof, but it was all one body, didn't have the body over frame design, so they were credited. And first, we have Jim still. Marnie coming up in second, and Leah coming up in third.
all right.
Number 7, 1994, which mass production vehicle was the first to feature an all aluminum chassis? Was it the Audi A8, the Jaguar XJ, the Porsche 911, or the Mercedes C-Class? First all aluminum vehicle.
Now I do know that one. Let's see how they guess on that. And you know, when Ford talked about going aluminum. They first started was talking about that.
Oh yeah,
No frame, everything, but then they backed off and just decided to do the body panels. But
Yep.
which is probably a good thing. I don't know.
So the picture's unveiled. You should be able to get the answer at least by now.
Oh, you're gonna run out of time.
Boy,
You got 3. Just guess if you don't know.
should be a give me now.
Wow.
The Audi A8 is
Everybody that guessed got it right.
Very good. Yeah, the Audi A8 came out with the first all aluminum design, teamed up with Alcoa to make this space frame and all aluminum vehicle, which made it extremely light, fuel efficient, and they've been all aluminum since. Leah up in first. Good job, Leah. Jim in second. Marnie in third. Number 8. In 1970, the NHTSA established which act which enforced safety standards for vehicle construction? With the Safe Cars Act, the Standard Act, the Crash Act, or the Highway Safety Act?
It was an act.
Yeah.
It was some act. Just
Some act. Yeah, the first one that really produced the standards and really started getting automotive companies on the same page as far as manufacturing and what was supposed to be standard in a vehicle.
Yeah, so some of them still answering on chat. Sam's talking about I was meaning to I help out a buddy some at his body shop because I like learning this stuff.
Nice.
And if anything, maybe just to do on my personal stuff when needing, but there's real good money in it for sure. And you're right. Yeah. I mean, I have students that do this to learn how to just to work on their own stuff as a hobby. And I also have people going into a career, and it is a good career or it's good to know either way. So
absolutely. And it looks like I actually made a mistake on my end. The answer is wrong here. I don't know why, but it's supposed to be the Highway Safety Act. So the 2 people who got it right, I'm sorry. You didn't get the points for it. My mistake. A little bit of a mistake on my end, but nobody gets points in this round, at least. So should be the Highway Safety Act. Still in first, we have Leah. Jim in second. Marty in third. Number 9 out of 15. Since the 1980s, automakers have switched from using acrylic enamels to which type of paint used today? Is it latex? Is it urethane, powder coating, or lacquer? So very popular with the acrylic enamels, but then one type of paint system kind of took over from there. It's been the standard since. Uh-oh, what happened here? Did we lose people?
I don't know.
Do we still have everybody in there?
I can't see who's in there.
Let me take a look here. Might have our first technical difficulty here. Unless I didn't set the time limit right down on that one. Let's try another one here.
Yeah, having a few difficulties, but hey, we are doing the best we can.
So, the Lada Nivo is credited with being the first mass production vehicle, off-road vehicle to feature what? Is it front-wheel drive, a roll cage, full-time all-wheel drive, or skid plates? And I apologize. I have no idea what happened on that last question.
Man, you're tough. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah, first off-road vehicle to feature what?
Can you still not reply on the chat? I seen something. The site must have crashed. No way to reply.
All right, full-time all-wheel drive. Good job. Everybody kind of took the off-road vehicle, maybe made a good educated guess. But yeah, Russian company that made the first off-road vehicle that featured a full-time all-wheel drive. So Leah still in first, Jim in second, Nick Doan coming up in third. Next question. Now we're going double points since we're doing collision stuff. According to the Autobody News, George B. Arth and Sons is the oldest shop in America. What year did they open? This is a tricky one. Obviously nobody would know this, but take your best educated guess. Was it 1902, 1877, 1946, or 1984?
Yeah, I'd have to guess at that one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it went back there for a minute.
I don't know what my computer keeps doing to me here. So what year did they open? And this is, they did some extensive research to find the first.
Yeah, if you look at the
autobody shop.
vehicle behind, that'd give you an idea.
Yeah, sort of a
What
vehicle.
century?
$1877 was the first time. Now, they're considered an auto body shop because they were actually working on horse and buggy cars.
Yeah.
It's still auto body, right? So 1877, a little bit before the first car came out. That one kind of got people a little bit, but it was the first auto body shop, the oldest, and still in business as well.
Are they really?
Yep. Leah in first, Jim in second, Nick in third. Moving on. Promise the questions aren't as crazy as that one. 1907, Thomas DeVilbiss revolutionized which tool commonly used in today's collision industry? Was it the dual action sander, the 1/4-inch ratchet, the atomizing spray gun, or the frame bench? You're in the industry, this should be a no-brainer.
You should know this one. And we use one of these, so.
It was actually his dad, Thomas's dad, that came up with the first atomizing, came up with the first tool that he later changed into something else to create his tool. It was the atomizing spray gun.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of them guessed it on chat.
Yep. Dr. DeVilbiss created an atomizing throat mister, which was for medicine and to soothe sore throats. And from there, his son kind of took that technology and transferred it to spray guns. And then from there, it kind of bloomed into siphon-fed guns and eventually our gravity-fed guns. So.
Okay, I see someone's talking about using SATA.
Yes.
They're good spray guns too. And we use a WADA and we use the DeVilbiss.
Everybody has their preferred brand, that's for sure. So we have Jim in first, Messi in second, and Leah in third. Worth double points. By the 1980s/90s, body shops started using which welding technology to weld together pinch welds? Now, it's been a technology that was around, but the body shops really started to implement it starting in the 80s and 90s. So was it MIG brazing, STRSW, TIG welding, or stick welding? And hopefully this picture gives some people clues. Now, the answer should be pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah, if they know it.
I mean, there's a lot of initials there, so
yeah,
you know what the initials mean. We got MIG, we got TIG, STRSW.
Don't know, just guess. You're gonna be out of time.
I was talking to a person who's worked in the industry for a while, and they were talking about the first tool. It was really so.
Oh
No, did I pick the wrong answer again? Wow, I should really check my answers here. It's supposed to be STRSW. I'm sorry, whoever got that one right and didn't get it correct.
And if you didn't know that, that's squeeze type resistant spot welding.
Yes. So squeeze type resistant spot welding is the most commonly technology used for pinch welds, not stick. I don't know why. I thought I checked the answers, but obviously I'm not on my A game tonight. But anyway, I was talking to somebody in the industry, and they were talking about the first spot welders out there, and they really were just like these tools that you kind of press against the pinch weld.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it made a
that.
spot weld. It didn't really do a spot weld, but it made a spot weld.
Yeah, not that good a job. They somewhat did.
Jim still in first, Messi in second, Leah in third. I hope I didn't mess with the rankings on that one. Another double points. Which company was the first to produce estimating guides that included pictures, prices, and part numbers? Was it CCC, Auditex, Mitchell, or AllData?
Yeah, my students should know this one. I think I got a couple on there. Do you teach estimating at your school?
Yeah, I've just started to do that.
Yeah, we do actually kind of go through manually, how to write one, even though you don't really do it out there anymore, just so you kind of understand.
Yeah, I do that as well. It's a good, like, they have to see how the times are put in, and
Right.
they really have to understand how the numbers come together. Mitchell was the correct answer on that one. Mitchell came out with the, they were very big in making manuals and repair guides for schematics, diagrams, and then they came out with the first estimating guides for the industry, which had part prices, pictures of parts, part numbers, all kinds of stuff.
Not to date myself, but whenever I worked for an insurance company for a while, we still use those Mitchell manuals. That's how I started using those.
Yeah, the guy I learned from, he
out.
started out with those as well, and he would talk about how they would have to, it would take them, a couple hours to write an estimate.
Yeah.
Just put one out there for somebody. So
we use CCC as far as the computer.
Yep. Yeah,
I think that's probably the leading brand out there, and then Mitchell, and then that Autodex.
I would say that's what I grew up on, if you could say that. It was CCC. I've been getting used to Autodex, and I just kind of got introduced to Mitchell as well. So learning.
I've never used that Autodex.
It's different. They have that cool feature where they can do a 3D model of the part.
Yeah.
So it gives you a kind of a cool view, but when you get used to one system, you're used to where all the buttons are and how to speed through it. So it takes a little bit of a learning curve to get used to it. So we still have Jim in first, Messi in second, Leah in third. Next question worth double points. In 1979, a collaboration created which industry repair standard organization? If you're in the industry, you should know this. Was it ASE, OPEC, ICAR, or DOT? Should be the last question of the night.
This is the last one?
Yep. You don't see the picture by now, you should dead giveaway of who it is. ICAR was the correct answer. Hopefully you got it just by seeing the picture pop up there. But yeah, they really started the standard in the industry. 6 segments of the industry come together, figure out what the repair standard should be, and kind of push tool requirements and repair standards and safety overall for how to repair a vehicle.
Well, that's the thing about this game, though. You're wanting to be the first answer too. So you might not want to wait till
Yep.
you see the picture, so they may think they know and try to guess that. So I could see how you could answer it wrong trying to
Absolutely.
click on it before that you see the picture.
Might as well, right? Be the first one. Try to just as soon as you see that
Yeah.
confirmation, click it. So in third place, we have Marnie with 6 out of 15. Second place, Leah with 6 out of 15. And at first with 8 out of 15. Jim. Very good, Jim. I think Jim competed last time too.
He did. Yeah. Yeah. He won last time. So he's a 2-time champion now. So congratulations, Jim.
Very good. And I apologize for those 3 questions that were out of whack. I thought I reviewed everything, but obviously I have to go back and change those. But thank you for everybody who participated. It's getting fun, and I like making these. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, take it back to you.
Okay. Man, I need to remember how to get out of that now. So anyway, we do want to thank you all for showing up. And again, we're just here having fun, doing this, but you're learning also. Heck, I learned a lot tonight. I mean, I didn't know the answer to a lot of these questions. So, and that just goes to prove, there's always room to learn. If anybody says they know it all or think they know it all, they're wrong. Because I mean, stuff is changing so fast these days, especially with these new cars. I was just talking to a body shop in Wichita, and they put an aftermarket glass in. We've done that for years, PPG or whatever.
Sure.
And went to calibrate it because it had the cameras and stuff that attached to it.
Yeah.
And they could not calibrate it.
Yep.
Come find out, they had to take it out. They had to put an OEM windshield in it, or you cannot calibrate the car.
And for the longest time, they were telling us, like these aftermarket glasses, they're the same that they put in the factory. So there's no issue with them. But now we're seeing that it's like these really slight differences that can throw off the cameras and the radars and the calibrations of the system. So yeah, that was one of the biggest things that I've been trying to wrap my head around is the pre and post scan and understanding, how necessary it is. And regardless of who thinks what it should be paid for, it's something you have to do because these vehicles, so much technology.
These new vehicles, you can't change a bumper cover or side mirror or anything without having to reset everything, so it's a different world out there.
Absolutely.
I was talking, it was a Toyota dealership, and I was talking to them, and the inside the doors are kind of pressure sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the glass guy there, and he had talked about, he had heard somewhere a guy was blowing the glass out, trying to get it, clean it up, and it set the pressure off there and popped the airbag out.
Wow.
Hurt him. I mean, it wasn't at this place, but so you got to be careful these days. There's a lot of stuff
that's a great one too, because I just got done a restraint system course with my seniors. I was talking about disconnecting the battery and wait until it's de-energized, and for those weird reasons, that those rare cases that happen, it's like it can happen.
It can. And again, they're now set to where if it's a light hit, it might deploy once.
Yep.
But there might be a deploy left in it
deployment,
too. So just because it's out, popped out, don't necessarily mean it can't go off again. So yeah, it's crazy. It just something to learn every day. You'll never stop learning. If you like to learn, like new things, I mean, it's definitely a good business to be in. So
absolutely.
Well, we thank you all for coming, and thank Bill for sharing this with us tonight.
Thank you.
We do hope that you enjoyed it.
Absolutely.